Brock Purdy is not the quarterback. Here's the thing, you gotta have 10. That's the thing about top 10s.
Right, yes,
There's gotta be 10 names. Which of these names are you taking off? If anyone's got a beef, it's C.J. Stroud.
The issue I'm having with this list is they are conflating two different metrics. They are conflating who would I want, who would I take if I had the pick of the litter, who has the most potential. They are conflating that with who actually literally is a top 10 quarterback, who has performed like a top 10 quarterback. They are conflating those two things. Like, for example, Patrick Mahomes. I wouldn't have a problem if Patrick Mahomes was listed at 3 or 4 or 5, but he is number 1 on all these lists when he hasn't performed like the best quarterback in football in at least 2 years. Okay, like in the Super Bowl, they say, oh, he had a bad offensive line. First of all, I don't know why Brock doesn't get to use that excuse, but okay. So he had a bad offensive line. I don't know about that. He's got all the time in the world here. He's got all the time in the world. He's got a wide open receiver on 2nd and 9. He doesn't see him. Why? Because he had predetermined where he was going to go with the ball. He ends up throwing it into double coverage, and the ball goes into the ground. Here's another one. Critical 3rd down. Expertly designed by Andy Reid, right? Expertly designed by Andy Reid. The receiver is wide open, streaking right in front of his stupid face, but he doesn't see him. Why? Because once again, he had predetermined where he was going to go with the ball. When it turned out to be covered, he panicked, and then he scrambled around and ended up throwing it away. But the narrative is the offensive line didn't give him enough time. So these lists are sort of like conflating personal preference with who actually has performed the best. I'll give you another example. Jared Goff, right? Jared Goff is good, no doubt about it. Jared Goff is good, but he did lose to Brock Purdy, right? Brock Purdy did beat him in the playoffs when Jared Goff had the better team, the healthier team, and certainly the better defense that year. Because remember, the 49ers were falling apart at the end of the year. They had those issues with Chase Young and the whole thing. But Brock Purdy beat him. And then last year, Jared Goff lost to Jayden Daniels, which is no crime. But set aside the defense, Jared Goff himself played terribly in their revenge tour at home in the playoffs against a Washington Commanders team that would get beat pretty easily by the Eagles. So, these lists are like measuring vibes. That's what they're measuring. They're not measuring who... You know what? If my life was on the line, if I was just going to take like the best quarterback in order to win, like if that's all I cared about was winning with my life on the line, I might take Jalen Hurts because I would just tush-push 100 yards. Okay, I would at the kickoff, I would take the touchback and tush-push for 80 yards. And I'd hold the ball for 56 minutes of the game. Okay, if that's all I cared about.
If we agree that the top 4 are the top 4, and I would have Mahomes in a tier above them, I think there's 5 outside of that to me, are just clearly better than Brock Purdy. Right. Jayden's been in the league 1 year, just like Purdy in his first year made the conference championship game. I also think he's a better player.
Now, this thing about Jayden Daniels, or even Caleb Williams, right? Comparing almost every list has Caleb and Jayden Daniels ahead of Brock Purdy. And the way you have to look at it is like stocks, right? Like, if all you care about is turning a profit, Kellogg's, whoever the parent company of Kellogg's Corn Flakes, they turn a profit every year. Or Coca-Cola. If you want a stable company that turns a huge profit every year, Coca-Cola, right? There you go. But the stock market doesn't value that so much, right? What the stock market looks at Eli Lilly, whose net income is slightly less than Coca-Cola, and their share price is like 10 times Coca-Cola. Why? Because of the future horizon, right? Like Eli Lilly's got like third generation GLP-1s, like the third version of Ozempic, which by the way is the one I'm on. It's currently in clinical trials. They've got like third and fourth and fifth generation GLP-1s in the pipeline. They've got oral. They're working on the ones where you don't have to do injections, right? So their share price is ridiculously high, despite the fact, if you're talking about like a net income, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, Coca-Cola actually has a higher net income right now. But people are betting on Eli Lilly. That's why everybody puts Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels ahead of Brock Purdy. Now, where do I personally rank Brock Purdy? Right? Do I think Brock Purdy is a top 10 quarterback?